With the introduction of GPTs by OpenAI, we now have custom versions of ChatGPT that can use custom instructions with a little bit of extra knowledge and a combination of skills and get it to do tasks for you. In this video, I'm going to see if I can get it to do a common task that I have, which is migration of content within Contentful. Contentful, if you don't know, is a headless content management system. It allows you to really have a composable architecture to your front end. So in this video, I'm going to see if I can create a GPT that will allow me to tell it what I want in plain English and see if it can give me back a migration script that I can then run to do various things like content migration, content modeling, and let's see what else it can do. So with GPTs, you can do a lot of different things. You can create writing coaches, they say tech advisor. So we're going to go over how to set one of these GPTs up, how you can find more, and then try to build the Contentful migration one. So if you have the paid version of ChatGPT, up in the top left, you have a little explore button. Here you can see the ones that you've created. You can also see recently used and also ones that have been made by OpenAI. According to their blog, the GPT store is rolling out later this month. So to create a brand new GPT, you can simply just come in here and say create GPT. We're going to give it a simple prompt. I want to create a assistant that helps me to write intentful migration scripts from plain English. The scripts should be output in JavaScript. Let's just start there. So essentially, you just need to give it a simple prompt. What do you want it to do? And it's going to go ahead and update the GPT. It's going to refine the prompt, make it a little bit better, and start asking you questions about how you want this GPT to work for you. So let's see what happens. So looks like it set up a GPT Assistant. Ask for the name. Do you want script master? I'm going to say Contentful migration scripter. All right, now it's going to generate a profile picture. Sure, that looks great. All right, so starting with what specific types of migration scripts or scenarios should it focus on? All right, so I have a few different use cases that I want it to be able to focus on. So I'm going to give it some examples of things that I want it to be able to do. All right, the Contentful migration scripter is now set up to focus on creating JavaScript migration scripts for specific scenarios like updating CTA items with internal URLs, changing hero styles, and more. It will offer detailed explanations and suggestions for these scripts. Let's talk about the constraints. What should the GPT avoid doing or mentioning in its responses? Are there any particular practices or approaches in JavaScript or Contentful migrations that you want to steer clear of? All right, so what we've done here is we can sit there and iterate through this. But what we want to do now is configure it over here, because this is really going to be where you can kind of really truly understand what it's doing. So anytime that it's asking questions, it's just reconfiguring this instruction. So here, this is what the actual instructions say. Contentful migration scripter is tailored to generate JavaScript migration scripts for specific Contentful scenarios. It focuses on tasks like updating CTA items, changing hero styles, and wrapping assets in entry items, providing detailed explanations and suggestions for efficiency and best practices. Follow a modular format as per the user's reference material. GPT should avoid non-modular script formats, such as deprecated JavaScript practices and any methods not recommended in the provided reference material. It would also avoid executing or testing scripts, focusing primarily on script creation. Okay, so it's not going to use code interpreter to actually execute or test the scripts, which I'll get into that here in a second. Guidelines adhering to the best practices in JavaScript and Contentful migrations, and the reference material should always offer clear, optimized code. Okay. When faced with unclear prompts, the GPT will seek clarification, but can also make educated assumptions based on common Contentful migration patterns. It handle a variety of migration scenarios within the platform's context. And basically, this personalized approach involves a helpful, instructive tone, so it is meant to be educational. Okay, so here we have a few conversation starters. I think those are pretty good instructions to start off with. So we have conversation starters. Convert this requirement into a migration script. This is a good one. I can actually, start with this and then paste in what my requirements are. But I write a script for blah. Okay, that could be there. I need a script that does this and translate this migration need into JavaScript. So sometime if you find a migration script that's in perhaps Python or a different language. So these are all pretty good conversation starters. And basically over here on the right, you'll be able to start with any one of these. So now we're going to upload some different files. So when I said that I would give it users reference material, I was focusing on the things that I'm going to upload. So this is where you can really train it to understand you. So the first thing that I wanted to upload is probably the README file of the Contentful migration JavaScript package. So I'll put all these links in the README so that you can reference them. All right, so we have a pretty detailed markdown file. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to download this raw file. So we have this README here, and I'm going to now go over here. I'm going to upload the files, downloads. Here we go. And that's going to be the first. So we want to have it, have the README. This is all the API documentation. It's nice that the one README has all of the different functions, how to use it. This will be very good information. I also wanted to use this tutorial. So this is a web page. So I'm going to go ahead and go here to print. Look at 17 sheets here. Let's go ahead and save this as a PDF. And we're going to save this. One of the other things I'm going to add to this Contentful migration scripter are the new content models that I wanted to migrate it to. We use a standard set of content models with all of our customers, from heroes to CTAs and media, and we want to be able to convert to our standard data model. So we have our last rev hero, a CTA, and a media. I could upload all of our different content models, but for now, I just want to test a simple use case of going from a flat hero to a hero that has entries for links. Okay, so we have the README from the repo for the Contentful migration. We have a tutorial on how to script them with the CLI. We have our hero, our link CTA, and our media entry models as well. So now let's go in here, let's update this, and let's use this. I'm going to say, I want to give it an old content model. So this old hero, I need a script that converts this old hero model to the new last rep model. Now it's going to go through and hopefully read what JSON I provided it and then search its knowledge. So hopefully it will see, our last rev hero. We'll see the migration script. We'll see how much it actually gets of this, and then see what it asks me. Okay, so it's actually doing the old hero model structure. So it's adding all of these different pieces. Now it's saying, here's the new hero model structure. Then the migration script overview. Going through it step by step. Okay, here it is giving me a transform hero entry. So it's going through here. It's giving me the fields, the intro, the variant, the titles. So basically I've asked it to update the script to convert the asset field image into a new media entry with an asset that is referenced by the hero in the site image. So basically I want to take what's in the asset field and create a media entry so that I have more control over it. And anytime that it sees the CTA and the URL fields, my hope is that it'll understand the field logic that I uploaded over here and will create this script. So it looks like it's creating the media entry with the asset ID. So it is creating the CTA entry as well. So CTA text, CTA URL. Okay, this is pretty good. So I asked it to update the fields so that it created the different components. It listed out the assumptions as well as updated the migration script. So as we can see here, created functions for creating the media entry, for creating the CTA entry, and some of the basic fields. We could update this to, copy over other fields if we wanted, do things like internal title, and we'll go from there. So once again, migration form entries, it's going through. It didn't add the fields from earlier, so we could probably update that here as well, but it goes through here and updates that. It creates the media entry, the CTA entry, and adds it as a link. So we now have a migration script that we can start using to convert it to the last rev format that we use for all of our clients. So this is working pretty well. Now that I have this, I can go in here, I can go into save this. And when you publish it, you can say only to me, only to people with the link, and to the public. I'm going to do this one as only for people in the link, and I'll leave the link in the description so that you can use it. I'd really like to know how you think we can make this better, tweak it, and any other ideas you have for creating this. So once this is now in here, I can go in here, and I have this one from earlier, and now I can use this for any migrations going forward. If you have any other ideas for new GPTs that I could create to automate your business, let me know in the comments.